Hey everyone, this is Decent Kai. I want to apologize first because I am under a little bit of weather today, so you can hear from my voice. However, the Bay Area real estate does not stop. So let's get into it. What $2.1 million buys you in Belmont, California right now? $2.1 million. In most of America, that buys you a mansion. In Belmont, California, that gets you close to the median. And here is the thing that nobody tells you. At that exact price point, what you get varies wildly, depending on where in Belmont you buy, how you negotiate, and what you are actually willing to give up. If you are moving to the peninsula or think about buying here, this video is going to save you some very expensive surprises. Hey everyone, I'm Decent Kai, your Peninsula real estate guide. My team and I help buyers and families make smart moves in one of the most competitive markets in the entire country. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what $2.1 million buys you in Belmont right now. Neighborhood by neighborhood, home by home. I'm going to be honest about the trade-offs. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video like this. The number that surprises everyone, the real estate of the Belmont market. Okay, so let's just set the stage first, because if you're coming from outside of the Bay Area, these numbers might feel shocking, and I want you to understand what they are. According to Redfin, the median sales price in Belmont hit $2.3 million recently, up about 9.8% from the previous year. Homes here are receiving around 7 offers on average and selling in just about 16 days. Now, here's something interesting. Zillow's home value index for Belmont sits around $2.1 million. And local MLS data from the MLS listings shows that in 2025, the average sale price to list price ratio was 105%, and about 60% of the homes sold over the asking price. And I'll be real with you. When I first started working in this market, even I had to take a moment. $2.1 million, and you're basically at the starting line. But once you understand what you're getting, it starts to make a lot more sense. So, why is there a gap between what Zillow says and what Redfin reports? It comes down to the methodology. Zillow's ZHVI is a broader index that smooths out extreme sales. Redfin captures actual closed transactions month to month. Both are useful, but when you are buying, you want to watch the actual sold data, not just the index. The bottom line, $2.1 million in Belmont puts you right at the heart of the market. Not at the bottom, not at the top, right in the middle. And that means you have real options. Now that you know where $2.1 million sits in the market, let me show you what actually get you on the ground. Thinking about relocating to the San Francisco Bay Area? Well, I got just a thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers, the best hospitals, and a boatload of other things that you will need to know before making the move, the best part about this guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard me right, 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope that helps. Location is everything, and I mean everything. Neighborhood breakdown. Belmont is a small city, only about 4 square miles, but do not let that fool you. The difference between a home on the flat near downtown versus a home up in the Cipriani Hills or the Sugarloaf area is massive. And at $2.1 million, that location decision completely changes what you walk into. Here is a simple breakdown. Flats and downtown adjacent at $2.1 million, you are looking at roughly 1,500 to 1,800 square feet. This is typically a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Updated, modest lot. You are close to Caltrain, walkable to coffee shops, and your commute to San Francisco or South Bay is easy. But space it's a little tight. Mid-Hills, Cipriani area. This is where $2.1 million start to breathe a little. You can find a 3 to 4 bedroom around 1,800 to 2,200 square feet, often with a nice yard and sometimes bay views. This neighborhood feeds into the highly rated Cipriani Elementary, which is one of the main reasons families target this area specifically. Upper Hills, Sugarloaf. Up here, your dollar stretches more on land but less on finishes. You might find larger lots, 5,000 to even 9,000 square feet, but the home could need updating. If you love privacy, nature, and do not mind a windy driveway, this is your sweet spot. Fun facts, Belmont is actually nicknamed the City of Trees. I did not know this until a client pointed out to me during a showing. And honestly, once you are driving through these hills, you totally get it. So now, you know what the neighborhoods look like, but before we go deeper, I want to check in with you on something really important. We have covered how the market is priced and what the different areas of Belmont actually look like at $2.1 million. And here is what you want to hold into. This is not a market where you can just show up, pick any house, and win. The neighborhood choice and the product type choice matters just as much as price. Now, if you're planning a move to the peninsula and want to know more than just home prices, I put together a full relocation guide covering the best neighborhoods, school district, commute options, and lifestyle details. Check the link in the description. It's free and it will genuinely save you hours of research. Okay, let's keep going, because the next part is where things get really interesting. What you are actually giving up, the real trade-offs nobody talks about. Here is a part most YouTube videos skip. And this is a part that actually matters. At $2.1 million in Belmont, you will almost always be making at least one of these trade-offs. Space versus location. If you want walkable, flat, close to Caltrain location, expect smaller square footage. If you want a bigger lot and more bedrooms, you are driving more. New versus established. A lot of homes in Belmont were built in the 1950s through the 1970s. At this price, you might find a beautifully updated home, but you might also find one that has great structure but needs a new kitchen or new bathrooms. Budget for that. Views versus convenience. The home with the bay view are up in the hills. They're gorgeous, but your groceries goes up a windy road. And so do emergency vehicles if you ever need them. According to the local market analysis, homes that are well prepared and accurately priced are still attracting strong interest. But overpriced homes are now sitting longer than they would have been in 2023 or 2024. The market has gotten smarter, and so have buyers. I always tell my clients, know your non-negotiables before you walk into a single showing. Because in a market that moves in 16 days, you don't really have time to figure it out during the process. The school factor is real. Why families keep coming? One more thing you need to know. Belmont schools is a big part of why demand stays high here. The city sits in the Belmont-Redwood Shores School District. The school like Cipriani Elementary and Central Middle School consistently score very well. Great schools ratings, several Belmont public schools are 8 out of 10 or higher. This is a key driver. When inventory is low and school ratings are high, demand does not soften much, even when the broader market slows down. So, is $2.1 million the right move? Tie it all back to the hook. Here is the honest answer. $2.1 million in Belmont right now buys you a real livable, quality home in one of the best locations, small cities on the entire peninsula. You are between San Francisco and Silicon Valley, on Caltrain, surrounded by trees, in good schools, with a tight community that holds its value over time. But it's not a mansion. It is not a sprawling estate. At this price, every dollar of your decision needs to be intentional. The buyer I have seen win here are the ones who are clear on what they need. They move fast when the right home appears. They understand that in Belmont, you are buying into a lifestyle, not just a house. Quick wrap up. To bring it all together, $2.1 million in Belmont puts you in the right medium price range in a market that is still highly competitive, where homes are selling about 2 weeks and often above asking price. Your dollar goes farther in the hills if you want space, and in the flats if you want convenience. The trade-offs are real, but so is the long-term value of this community. If you find this helpful, I would love for you to reach out directly, whether you are relocating, buying, or just starting to explore the peninsula. My team and I are here to help you navigate this market the smart way. My contact information is in the description, and if you are still doing your research, grab a free Bay Area relocation guide linked below. It covers the neighborhoods, the schools, and everything you need to make a confident decision about your real estate move. If you want to keep learning, watch this next video right here. I'll see you there.